Well, in last week's car conversion video, I promised to show you my electrical solution. So let's get on with it in phase 2. Well, hey y'all. Obviously not out on a trail, not doing a photo shoot, although I do want to show you some things again that I'm changing so that I can get out on the trail for even longer and better opportunities. Talked about change, and I'm changing my car out, my little Honda CR-V, into a Honda C compact RV, recreation vehicle. I'm going to make it a camper, camping in my car. You ever thought about that? A lot of people do it, and it's really some innovative things are coming out, like the bed that I just showed you. Amazing. But how do you power everything that you need to power when you're out in the middle of nowhere? You know, I have a lot of camera gear, I have a lot of cooking equipment, a lot of things, lights, a lot of things that need electrical power. And how do you do that? And how do you sustain that when you're on the road for several days? Well, I recently turned to EcoFlow. I looked at a lot of different power sources. There's some good ones out there. Jackery is a good one. The DJI has a good power battery backup system. But I chose EcoFlow for several reasons. One is that the size of it fits perfectly where I want to keep this in my car. I chose the EcoFlow Delta 3 for several reasons. One is I like the layout. All of your outlets are on the very front of here, except one, and one that I'll use is on the back, and that is the 12-volt cigarette lighter port. That will go into one system right here. And one thing will be powered from that. I'll talk about that a little bit later as I continue to build this out. When I'm out in the middle of nowhere doing a photo shoot or doing video or just enjoying nature, I don't want to be worrying about whether or not my battery will run out of power or not. So I got the EcoFlow Alternator Charger, and this is a 500 watt alternator charger. The reason I chose the 500 watt is because I have a little CR-V. They also have an 800 watt charger, and a lot of people go for that, but I recommend that you look at your alternator because it draws from the alternator in order to then recharge your battery while your engine is running. Now, your car uses so much electricity. Well, there's always surplus electricity to be used, but you can burn your alternator out if you're not careful. So I see a lot of people grabbing the 800 watt alternator charger thinking that they're going to draw 800 watts out of that thing in order to recharge this battery quickly. You can burn your alternator up if you're not careful. If you have a heavy truck, then you may want the 800 watt. But for my little car, this 500 watt is more than enough, and I will probably even turn that down to more like 300 watts to recharge my battery, and that will be sufficient for what I need. The EcoFlow Delta 3 typically goes for $499 retail price. I got it on sale through Amazon for $483. A great price, so I went ahead and jumped on it. The EcoFlow Alternator Charger, the 500 watt, is typically $389. But EcoFlow was running a sale for $199, and then for the Halloween, they had another sale where I could get 10% off of that. So I got this for $179. Great price on both of these. I'm going to install this in my car today, and then we'll see how it works as it charges this up while I'm driving. EcoFlow, like all high-quality companies, package their gear very well. So to open it, they have these tabs on the front. Let's just pull that off. We'll open it up here, see what's inside. This top box is the charger itself. When we open that up, you'll see you get the quick start guide, And then you get the charger well packaged in here. This cable will go to your alternate. And this cable will go to your battery. The second box in here contains all the cables that you'll need for this install. You have 3 cables in here. This is the charging cable that goes to your battery. This cable will plug in right here, just like that. And then this side will go to the charger. Pretty simple install. Probably the most challenging thing will be to route this through my car. So let's get started with it. I'll find a passageway through the firewall. I'll route it from the inside of the car to the inside of the engine compartment. That way I don't have to get this huge filter, which is just a DC filter to keep the voltage clean as it goes from the car's alternator, or actually from the battery, and then that goes to the alternator, and then to the power supply. Well, one of the hardest parts of the install is done. I found a grommet right down here where there was electrical lines coming into from the interior of the car into the engine compartment. So I just used that grommet and ran this cable through, and as you can see, I've run it up through here, trying to keep it up. Just using the existing clamps was all I had to do with this car. Sometimes you may have to use some wire ties and things to hold it up out of the way, but it is the fuse, and then it goes to the positive, and then you've got the negative set up. So I'm going to try to route it down here, come right out from here, and then I'll put the charging unit underneath the passenger seat, and no one will ever know that it's there. So first thing we do is we sort of unwind it because it's all coiled up. They give you plenty of cable. There is plenty of line here. And so if you have a truck, you really don't have to worry about, do you have enough cable, or do you have to do some splices and that sort of thing. I mean, I guess if you had a super long truck, you would, but if you wanted to mount it, depending on where you want to mount your charger at. But for me, I'm going to have a ton of extra cable in here. I think I've got it in there. Take a look. Not too bad. Route up and under here. Got that all back in place. Back here in the back, have plenty of cable. So I need to wrap that up and put it underneath this passenger seat. We've got it installed. I have the battery hooked up, and now for the moment of truth, let's start it up. All right, so that's showing it's powered up. So now the EcoFlow Alternator Charger will continue to keep my EcoFlow Delta 3 topped off as I'm traveling from site to site for photo shoots or just exploring. It's a great setup. I can monitor it through this app on my phone. I can adjust the settings. I can turn it on or off. Together, it's a great system, and I'm really pleased with it. So now I have my bed, and I have my electrical system in my car. For the next phase, I'll be building my kitchen, and it'll be sliding out so that I can have everything I need to keep good meals as I go. These changes have caused me to look at other changes. Each year, I try to think of a theme for my videos. Next year, I plan to share my journey through changes. I look forward to visiting new places as well as revisiting some familiar favorites. My photography is going through changes. It's going to start highlighting the direction of the new theme for 2026. And I look forward to playing with bodies of water, with snow, fog, other natural weather movements. Photos that capture the landscape and wildlife and stars reflecting in the surfaces below. I even plan to change the name of my channel. Wandering Monk Hikes has described my adventures over the last 5 years. And now, as things are changing, I'm changing the channel name to illustrate my new goals. Wandering Monk Hikes will shift to Monk Reflections in 2026. My website's going to change too. It'll go from www.wanderingmonkhikes.com to www.monksreflections.com. Since I began photographing nature and wildlife full time, it seems right to just embrace all of it. I hope you continue to enjoy my adventures and even join me by suggesting new places that I can explore. Maybe you'll even want to join me on some of these journeys. You're certainly welcome. Thank you for all of the support you have given me as the channel has grown over the past years. I look forward to seeing what lies ahead. And as we step into new trails, stay safe, stay healthy, stay on the path. God bless you.